Adjuvant, a cooperative in that sector. He's listed as a CTU, which is a technical consultant for the courts, and as an ADS, a support administrator. Basically, he's got his fingers in every pie.
Okay, so this is not somebody who just, kind of dabbles in this stuff. This
Just
is
his world, yeah.
this is his life. Okay, cool. So, I mean, his expertise is obvious. We've laid it all out there, but it's always good to hear what other people are saying. And we actually have some really positive testimonials from people who have read Commercially Studied Testesso. Do you want to talk about those a little bit?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hearing from actual readers is always so insightful. It gives you a sense of how the book really lands with people. And what's really striking is how consistently positive the feedback is. We have one here from Alessio Maggetti. He's from Milan.
Yeah.
And he calls the book an extraordinary guide that turns finance management, which, let's face it, can be kind of dry and intimidating for a lot of people, into an engaging experience.
That's a big deal, right? Because if you can actually make it interesting and engaging,
That's half the battle.
that's half the battle right there, yeah.
And he specifically praises the book's clarity, its motivational quality, and the practical advice it offers for not just managing money, but personal growth as well.
That's really interesting, yeah. So it's not just about the numbers, it's actually about, becoming a better...
A better version of yourself.
Yeah, okay, cool.
We've got another one here from Paola Guendalisi, and she's down in Calabria. She describes the book as an extraordinary guide that illuminates the path to financial and personal success.
Okay, so again, tying the finance into the personal growth.
Exactly. It's that holistic approach again. She also highlighted the practical advice, the inspiration she got from it, and how clear and easy to understand it was, even for someone who might not be a finance expert.
Okay.
And then we have Fabio Rizio from Turin. He just says straight up, it's the clearest book he's read on the subject and highly motivating. He recommends it to everyone.
Okay, so that's a pretty strong endorsement.
It is. And I think what's so interesting is, you have these testimonials from people all over Italy, different backgrounds, different walks of life. But they all seem to be resonating with the same core message.
Yeah, it seems like the book's really hitting on something that's universal,
It is. It's about taking control of your financial life, no matter who you are or where you're starting from.
Yeah. Okay, so we've talked about the big ideas in the book. We've talked about the author's background. We've seen what readers have to say. But let's bring it all back to you, our listener, right? How can you actually take what you've learned about Commercially Studied Testesso and apply it to your own life?
That's the million-dollar question, right? It's great to understand these concepts, but how do you actually turn them into action, into real change?
Yeah.
Well, let's go back to those key areas we talked about. When it comes to personal financial management, a really practical first step is simply starting to track your income and expenses.
Okay.
There are tons of apps and tools out there. You can even use a spreadsheet, but the key is just getting that clear picture of where your money's going.
Yeah, so you can actually see what's happening.
Exactly, because you can't make informed decisions if you don't know where you stand.
Yeah, that's good.
And then remember that piece about defining life and financial objectives. Take some time to actually visualize your future. Where do you want to be in 5, 10 years? What are your big dreams?
Yeah.
Having those clearly in mind will guide your financial decisions today. For example, if you dream of retiring early, well, that's going to have a big impact on how much you save and how you invest.
Yeah, so you're not just randomly saving. You're actually saving with a purpose.
With a purpose, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Now, when it comes to the practical financial wisdom, the book probably dives into things like creating a realistic budget, strategies for managing debt, and those core principles of saving and investing that we talked about. It's about building a solid foundation for your financial life.
Yeah.
And remember, the book talks about personal transformation too. As you start to gain control of your finances, you might notice you feel less stressed, more confident, more empowered to make choices that align with your values.
Yeah, so it's not just about having more money in the bank. It's actually about how you feel about your life and about your
future, your potential.
Yeah.
And then there's the investing piece.
Yeah.
Don't be afraid to start small. Learn about different investment options and find what feels right for you. You can start growing your wealth, even if it's just a little bit at a time.
Okay, so you don't have to be like a Wall Street wizard or anything.
No, not at all. It's about taking those first steps.
Yeah, good.
And finally, remember financial awareness. Stay informed about what's happening in the economy, the world around you. It will help you make smarter decisions, avoid risks, and spot those opportunities when they come along.
So it's about being engaged with the bigger picture, not just your own little bubble.
Exactly, because everything's interconnected.
Yeah. Okay. So it sounds like this book really emphasizes that connection between our personal lives and our financial lives, right? It's not just about numbers, it's about values, goals, and that sense of empowerment that comes from taking control.
You hit the nail on the head. It's about realizing that financial well-being is a crucial part of overall well-being.
Yeah, it all ties together.
It does, and by taking a more proactive, informed approach, you're essentially investing in a more fulfilling and secure future for yourself.
Okay, so to sum it all up, Commercialista di Te Stesso seems to offer a really clear framework and a set of practical tools to help you, our listener, become more actively involved in shaping your financial life and, crucially, linking your financial decisions to those things that you truly value. It's about becoming the architect of your own financial world, right?
Perfectly put. And it leaves us with a final thought for you to consider as you move forward. Think about how this shift in mindset towards being more intentional and knowledgeable about your finances might impact not just your bank account, but your overall sense of agency and the possibilities you see for yourself.
Yeah.
What kind of doors might open when you feel more confident and in control of your financial life? What dreams might suddenly feel within reach? That's the real power of taking ownership of your finances. It can unlock a whole new level of freedom and potential.
So it's really about empowering yourself, not just financially, but in every aspect of your life.
That's the essence of it. Yeah,
Okay, so that's a great takeaway for our listeners.
absolutely.
I hope they get a lot out of it.
I hope so too.
And yeah, thanks for joining us on this deep dive. This was really interesting.
My pleasure. Always a great conversation.
Yeah, and we'll catch you guys on the next one.